Well, it's 10 after 6 here in Newfoundland, and I've been monitoring Channel 1 for a while. Thought I had heard somebody on there earlier, but I was out of the room. It sounded like they were on sideband, so that's probably one of the guys forgetting that they are on sideband and down on Channel 1 and doing radio checks or whatever. I'm going to go up and see what's happening on 38. Hello radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening. This is the Androx Sandbagging Station, 9 Tango Charlie 02, Western Newfoundland, Canada, walking all over the key. Pretty quiet again this evening. It's Saturday, but so I expect a few to be on tonight. We have Dave in Stephenville, that's 9 Tango Charlie 185. And Kirk in Stephenville Crossing, 9 Tango Charlie 204. Joe, also in Stephenville Crossing, 9 Tango Charlie 709. And Birdie, who is just about a half a kilometer from me, 9 Tango Charlie 1075. That's all the members I know of in this area that I speak to on radio. It's a bit of a noisy evening on the radio for some strange reason. Squarbly. Just roll around the channels here. Let's try Channel 1, see if anybody's there. Hello, radio. Anybody out there? Break, break. Okay. We'll monitor 38 and hope for the best for some locals. No DX again this evening. I monitored the radio a few times today and nothing with regard to DX that I could hear in my radio, in my receive. I'm going to take one more blast and then we're going to take a pause for the cause. Hello radio, CQ, CQ, anybody out there? Okay, going to take a standby. I do believe we... Yes, just came in the room. And we have... Sounds like Dave. Tango Charlie 185. I bet that's loud on the camera. Hello, Dave. Just missed him. Here's the man with the plan. Oh, he's got no ears tonight. Oh, okay. Hey, she's making the trip, Dave. She sounds mighty beefy. Nice signal this way. You must have a delayed receive. How about you, Dave? You still there? Yeah, you got a nice beefy sound there, Dave. The radio's certainly putting out a nice signal, for sure. Just come on back again. I want to give you a better report. Okay, yeah. That sounds like a plan. Hello, radio. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, you asked how that radio was sounding, and I give you a flowered report. I said you got a beefy signal there. Sounds really good. Doing a Videogate, so you'll be able to see just how well you're doing. I just wanted to listen to your modulation for a bit there, just to figure out what I'm hearing. So if you come back now, I'll give you a better report. Roger, I think you may be receiving me a bit differently now, Dave. I just knocked back a few, I guess it's a KC or two, and I did have you on 385, no problem, but you sound better at 848. I should say 384.8. Sorry about that. You probably didn't hear me again. Let me just go back here. Hello, Dave. Did you get that last over? We're having some fun, aren't we? Yes, my friend. I went and I adjusted my my frequency here to try to figure out what it was I was hearing, but you don't sound like you're dead on frequency, but you don't sound bad. I have no problem picking you up, and obviously you're having some trouble locking me in too. I think you're a bit high on this frequency. I'm not sure, but on the next over I'll try and see if I can tune you in. On the 2510.
Just give me a slow 10 count there,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, totally understandable. That's an older radio too, the old 450. I'm pretty familiar with that one. I'm just wondering now, is it the 2824C PLL in that radio as well, or was it something different?
It's original, it's stock, so whatever came with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking the 450 is pretty much the same chassis as the 451, as the 453, and then the 465, I think. Possibly so. Yeah, it's probably that. There's another chip they started off with. I think it wasn't the. I think it was an LS chip. LS Lima Sierra.
Yeah, it's a good little radio in good shape. It was never been used on single sideband Jazz AM, so it's pretty good.
Awesome, yeah. Well, there's certainly no problem with the power. It seems like she's got lots of spunk, and you'll see in the video. It's just typically like any other radio, you're not dead on frequency, and neither is my radios. But I have no problem understanding you. So you definitely got yourself a decent radio there. What condition is she in? Absolutely, yeah. 20 minutes should be about right. Nothing wrong with it. I have you here on 3850, so, and I can totally understand you, so I think that's well within the ballpark.
So I don't have to be disconnecting coax all the time, so I got a switch box there all ready to go.
Okay, Dave, sounds good. We'll be monitoring. Just wanted to let you know your radio is warming up, and it seems like you're climbing back to a good frequency. So no worries there, my friend. We'll be monitoring, and we'll take a short break and a pause for the cause and for station identification. Tango Charlie 02 off the key. Okay, we're back. It's 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. I found Robert's number in the phone book, gave him a call, and he's all tickled pink about the upcoming events to get him set up. We're monitoring channel 38 here, and hopefully there's going to be somebody on. Let's give it a go. Hello, radio. Anybody out there got a copy on this old rinky-dink radio? So anyway, yeah, like I say, Robert is raring to go. He says he's got an antenna. He doesn't know the name of it. I think it might have been something that somebody made for him. I could be wrong. He did have an astroplane back in the day. That's the last antenna I seen up in his yard. Homemade astroplane. But he said that I was talking to him about it, and he said that one basically he had it for 30 plus years or so, and he said it eventually just rusted away. So getting the time now to get that stuff put together. Maybe this week sometime we'll get Robert on radio. In the meantime, there's another gentleman for many years now. I've been trying to get him back in the radio, and that's Walter out in the Port area. He's got a super scanner antenna. It needs a little bit of work. I think he said that he had some trouble with his switch bank, his antenna switcher. I think the relays might be bad or something. So I don't know if it can be put up and just use one rad or use all three in one. I'm not sure what, but that was a conversation quite some time ago, and you never know. Maybe one day he might pop on the radio. He certainly has the ability to do it. You can make an antenna, and you could fix that antenna if you wanted to. I don't know about buying the relays or replacing them, the switches, whatever they're called. In the meantime, we're going to call it one more time. It's, like I say, it's 8:02 now in Western Newfoundland. Hello, radio. 9 Tango Charlie 02, Newfoundland, Canada, on the key. Not looking so good. So best thing we can do right now is take another pause for station identification. I think I just heard Dave breaking for me. I'm going to get back to him now. How about it, Dave? Is that you calling out to me?
There you go, brother. I know I got the three radios hooked up there now, so that's perfect. Perfect. Audio, check, check, check.
Well, that's good to know. Did you hook up an antenna switcher of some sort, or just got the cables all ready to go?
Oh no, I got a switch box all hooked up on the wall here. Everything's all ran and new patch cords and ready to go.
Oh, that's awesome news. Good for you. So now you can switch away. I got a hold of Robert. I don't know if I told you or not.
Say that again?
I got a hold of Robert this evening, but I'm not exactly sure if I told you or not.
Okay, try it again one more time there. Fix the clarifier.
Roger, I said I got a hold of Robert this evening.
Okay, yeah, good, yeah. I got his microphone there. It's, I thought it was a realistic. It's a Cobra power mic, handheld power mic Cobra.
Yeah, he's going to need a couple of smaller batteries and heat shrink them. I believe that's what we need to do, right?
Yeah, I got batteries there. I got a piece of heat shrink there. That's what I'm still looking for, and I can put that together there.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he's tickled pink. He says he's got an antenna. He doesn't know the name of it. And he doesn't, I'm not exactly sure if it's something that was bought or made. But he mentioned something about the fishhawk, Joe there, 709. So I'm thinking, well, Joe knows a fair bit about antenna, so it's probably something decent. And he said there's a big cable on it. So he's ready to go if we can get everything all together.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, well, that's my intentions to come out today or this evening and put the microphone together there. And then I started thinking about the coax switch box and the patch cable. So I did that first there. And now I'm going to do that microphone.
Awesome stuff. That's good. Yeah, well, like I say, we'll probably have somebody on by week's end for sure.
Yeah, it won't be a problem hooking that microphone up to a realistic there. It'll be all good. I got the microphone tester there, so I just got to wire it and plug it in and see if it works.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, great. Have you heard Kirk on this evening? I haven't heard a peep from him all evening.
No, I hadn't heard him at all. Haven't heard him at all.
This is probably one of these, being Saturday, I guess it could be one of these nights that he goes playing pool.
He is very well could be, yeah. Well, I better get in the house there for a bit. I'll be back out again here shortly. The better half I got home there at 5 there, so I'd be kind of ignorant if I don't go in there and give her a kiss.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I certainly would recommend you do that right away. And we'll be monitoring.
Roger that.
Yeah, you must have that TRC 450 turned off again. Takes about 10-15 minutes to warm up, I think. But that's cool. She'll come on eventually. In the meantime, we'll take another pause for station identification. Hopefully we might hear from Kirk tonight. I'll see if I can stir Birdie out of his nest and get him to take wing and come on the radio. In the meantime, another pause for the cause. And we're back, and we're monitoring local channel 1. I had word from Birdie not too long ago, saying he might be monitoring channel 1. He usually monitors for local traffic, truck drivers basically, and locals that have mobiles. There are a few people around that are on the radio every now and then. There's a gentleman in St. George's he goes by the handle Wise Eagle. His name is Stanley. He's got a radio in his truck and a radio in his garage, but he just comes on every blue moon, but he's not interested in joining any groups or anything per se, but just comes on for a chat. I'm going to see if we can get Birdie now, 9 Tango Charlie 1075 on local channel 1. Hello radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening. Anybody out there on Channel 1 got a copy on this radio?
Go ahead, 9 Tango Charlie.
Aha! Here's the handsome man himself. Welcome aboard. Nice to hear you.
What's on the go there, 9TC02? What are you at tonight, boy? This is Videogate video, boy.
Absolutely. This is your first Videogate, I believe, well, recent. I'm not sure. I think we may have done some videos in the past, but definitely like to welcome you aboard, and thank you for turning on the radio and your sounding choice. You have a lovely sounding radio, sir. Back to you.
Roger that, boy. Welcome. Thanks for having me, and it's nice to be on for the first time. And hopefully we get more in the future, and hopefully we get some people on tonight in this wonderful radio broadcast day.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what have you been up to, Bert?
Not much, boy. Just taking in tea time here. Tea time, like usual. The Union Tea rules, Union quality tea. That's about it. Slurping, boy. Slurping all day.
Fantastic. I had 4 tea today. That's about it. But I might try for one more before the evening's done. And yeah, it's nice weather, Bert. Days are getting longer, and looking forward to getting this snow settled so I can get back in the woods.
Roger that, boy. It'd be nice to get back in the woods. Yeah, cut some wood and keep the family warm, keep the fire going, boy. Yeah, it's about time that you get back in there, boy, and get her done, and hopefully you start drinking more tea, boy. Get back on the foot there, Andy told him.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, well, I can't keep up to you. I mean, you're the teetotaler. You're heavy on the duty when it comes to the tea, for sure. What was I going to ask you now? Have you been monitoring the CB radio the past while, and have you heard any DX?
I haven't heard nothing lately. I've been monitoring, but haven't been hearing much lately on my end. I don't know if you have been or if anybody else has been, but no, I haven't heard too many people lately. I guess it's the weather. I don't know if it's the weather or what's causing that, but hopefully in the near future, the weather's starting to warm up and the spring's soon here. Hopefully we hear more DX in the coming future.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's got to happen sooner or later. You know, sooner than later, I should say. The conditions, could happen at any time. But we did have a bit of activity there, all through the fall and into the winter. It just seems like lately, it's just like somebody put up a big iron curtain, and now it's like there's no DX at all. But it'll happen. It's well on its way, and we're going to be surprised when she comes.
Roger that. Where's Mr. Dave tonight? Is he on this frequency, or is he on the 38 frequency?
He's monitoring 38. That's pretty well where they hang out. Him and Kirk. They're monitoring for DX all the time, and I guess keeping channel 1 clear in case there is some traffic, chatting and driving through town or whatever.
Okay, so are you going to 38, or are you monitoring this channel for the night, or what?
No, I'm going to swing up to 38 if you want to see if Kirk and Dave is on there. I'll definitely be going up to 38 there now, so you can follow me if you'd like.
10-4, roger that.
Birdie really likes DX. You don't mind him talking to locals, but when it comes to his radio, he really does well. He can smoke my radio. He talks to DX all the time. They can barely hear me, but they're talking to him. He's running a IMAX 2000 antenna and a stock Washington radio.
How about you, 9TC185? 9TC185, you got a copy on this frequency, brother?
9 Tango Charlie 02 to 9 Tango Charlie 1075. I'd like to welcome you to 38, the Big Sugar Bowl, or the whatever they calls it, the banana bowl, or the apple, or the dish bowl.
Roger, this is 9TC1075. You're doing marvelous here. You're smoking my radio. You're blowing out the water here, sounding marvelous, over.
Roger, yeah, same here. You have an awesome signal coming in here. Everything is all lit up here like a Christmas tree.
Roger, who is this? 9 Tango Charlie
Roger. 9 Tango Charlie 02 at your command, sir.
Roger that. Hopefully we get 9 Tango Charlie 185 on this frequency tonight.
Yes, he just went into the house to get a cup of tea. And so he may be out, maybe 5-10 minutes. And also, I'm not sure, but being Saturday, Kirk, I think, might be playing pool at a friend's house. But he might be on around, I think it's 9 or 10. He might drop by. I think when he gets back from playing pool.
Roger that. 9 Tango Charlie 02.
I was mentioning to Dave earlier this evening. I don't know if you know him or not. Do you remember the gentleman by the name of Thundercloud? Do you remember a radio operator by the name of Thundercloud? I don't think you probably would remember him, but his handle was Thundercloud.
I got it out here on 30, and I was waiting for 9 TC185 to come back. I don't know what you're saying. I can't really understand you there on this channel, but I'm still here and monitoring this channel for tonight anyway.
Okay, I probably off frequency to you, my friend. I understand you don't understand me, so we'll let it go at that.
All I can hear is that I can understand you a little bit there, but not very much. But you're doing marvelous here on my radio anyway.
Roger, you need to turn your clarifier. I guess maybe your clarifier is not up center. Just to check your clarifier. I'm not exactly sure what button it is on that Washington now. I can't remember. But you might be able to tune me in. Maybe that might help. No, as a button should be called the clarifier. It adjusts the sideband. Not your clarifier could be turned to the left or to the right. It should be up center. And if it is up center and you can't hear me, then you need to turn it to the left or right so you can hear me better.
All right, side there. She's all the way where you left her anyway.
Is she straight up in the middle, the dial?
The clarifier, okay. I'm going to see if I can hear you now with the clarifier and try to change it over there.
Yeah. The clarifier typically should be center, like straight up, not to the left or right, not clockwise or counterclockwise. So it's pretty well pointing straight up. And if that's no good, you move to the left or the right, and you should have no troubles, hopefully.
There, now I got you more clearly. Now you're coming in clearly for me here on 38. Boy, my clarifier was a bit off there, but she's up in the middle now. She's good.
Fantastic. Sometimes it happens. You got to keep an eye on that sometimes, yeah. But the clarifier, like I say, on AM it doesn't matter. But on sideband, the clarifier, that's what you use. When you find somebody on sideband that doesn't sound right, you can take that clarifier and turn it to the left or to the right so that they sound more normal. So I'm glad you figured that out, my buddy.
Roger that, 9 Tango Charlie 02. I got you now. Yeah, it's nice to hear you, and good to have you on 38, and nice to be part of this Videogate video, and it's nice to be back on TCDX Bay St. George style.
Awesome, sir. Awesome. Yeah. And I just checked, and your radio is pretty well dead on. She's starting to warm up, and she's rocking and rolling. It takes about 20 minutes sometimes, with the radio being turned on before sideband actually, warms up and you get on frequency. But we got to have patience in that regard.
Oh, yeah, you got patience, boy. I got her figured out now, man. We're smoking now. You're smoking my radio. You're blowing me with the water. You got me lit up here. You got me all lit up, my son, like a Christmas tree.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Bertie, for the flowers.
Roger that.
Okay, I'm going to take a short pause, Bertie. Hoping to probably get another bit of video after this. But I'm going to grab myself one more cup of tea, and we'll be monitoring. So stick around, and you're bound to hear at least me or Dave in the coming 10 or 15 minutes.
Roger that. We'll stay tuned. Roger that. To this station, to this broadcast day channel. Roger.
9 Tango Charlie 02. We're standing by.
9 TC 1075 standing by, folks. Radio, breaker. TC1075, New Flag Canada calling. TCDX, 9 Tango Charlie 204, Newfoundland, Canada. Standing by.
I think we're all on. I hear Dave and Kirk. You still on, Bert?
Yeah, go ahead there, Andy.
Roger, just getting home, are you?
Try it again, old buddy.
I see you're just getting home.
Just home, yeah.
Roger, I just heard Bertie on the side, and I heard Dave, but I don't know if anybody's hearing each other.
Go ahead, 9 Tango Charlie 205. This is 1075 205. Good to hear you, 1075. Roger that, 205. Welcome, welcome, 205. Good evening to you, and glad that you made it home there. Yeah, we're just chatting there with 1075s and 02 and 205 so far. Hopefully we can get 185 in here now shortly. Yeah, everything's sounding good on my end. Roger that, 205. You're smoking my radio, my son. You're blowing me out the water here, 205. Go ahead, 185. What do you want, 185? What do you want tonight, my son? Oh, not too much. Just got a bit of company over there, and I figured I'd come out and say hello. Roger that, buddy. Good evening to you, and welcome to the Videogate for February 27th, dear boy. Right on. You hear me okay in this old mud up realistic radio? Not much, 185, buddy. I'm not the mustard, buddy. This is it.
Sounds like some mic issues.
How's this one making a circle your way there, Bernie? You hear me all right there? Go ahead. I'm hearing you a little bit, but you're not coming in very clear like 205 and 02 there. I hear them very clear, but I'm hearing you a little bit, but not as clear. Okay, how's my signal? You got no signal on me at all? I can hear you a bit, but not very much, but I can hear a little bit of stuff that you're saying there, but not very much, but I can kindly pick it out there a little bit at a time. Oh, that's terrible. How about your way there, Randy? Not much, boy. This is it there. 185, this is it, boy. Just chatting with 205 and 02 there.
That's 204, Kirk. Dave, your radio. I don't know. Did you just turn off your radio? Did it go into a cool down?
Mine is okay. I can hear 204 there calling 02. I can hear Kirk. Yeah, I can pick up Kirk. Yeah.
Roger that.
What's he saying there, 02? Do I have to turn my clarifier to the left or the right to pick up what he's saying or what? I'm not hearing what you're saying very clear, and I can hear you.
Yeah, that's the issue. I noticed the same thing too. Yeah, it's a little bit off, but when you're talking to several different people, I guess on sideband, that's the danger, because sometimes people might be on a little bit off here and there. I can understand what he's saying, but I'm just trying to figure out what it is. I don't know. His signal's good. He's doing 9 pounds here.
Roger that. How about now? Go ahead. near 204, you got a copy? Yeah, you guys are coming in loud and clear here. What we got there? That you 205 or 204? 185, what we got there? 204. 204, you're coming in loud and clear on my end there, my friend. You're smoking my ready. You're blowing me up the water. Yeah, you're coming in good here, Dave, but it seems like you're off frequency a little bit. Yeah, he's off frequency a bit on mine too, there, bud. Well, you guys are chit-chatting there, so see if I can get back out of there. Go ahead.
He's intelligible, but this looks like 2 KCs down, or 2 cycles, whatever they call it.
I'll be back there, gang. I'll be back. Delta 185, you're a little bit off frequency. A little bit off frequency, my friend. Roger, roger. Roger.
That's the danger of it all.
Hello. Hello.
Anyway, that's the most we.
All I hear is an echo now, my son. You got it worse than we had it.
When everybody.
All I hear is an echo, 185. Yeah, just a handheld microphone I got there. Just playing around. I'm trying to pick up what you're saying there, 185. Sorry about that, but you're still a bit off frequency, but I'll let the boys tell me what you're saying there. Take a pick it up. Yeah, I got you here, dude. I got you guys here, dude, on there. No problem at all. 204, are you picking up 185's call there? You hear what he's saying? Yeah, I'm picking up loud and clear. He's coming in good here. Roger that. 9 Tango Charlie 02, do you hear what 185 is saying during your end?
Yeah, I can hear him. Obviously, like, everybody's a little bit off here and there, but I can understand all the conversations so far.
Roger that. Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back.
So, Kirk, is it just Saturdays that you play pool?
Try it again, dear 02.
I see. I asked you a question. Is it just Saturdays that you play pool?
Yeah, Saturday nights.
Roger that. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was Tuesdays. I don't know why, but at least I'll know now from here on in. But you'll be late on Saturdays getting on the radio.
Yeah, I had to get out of the house for a little while to get a bit of cabin fever there, right?
Oh, no doubt about that. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it. And the weather is getting to the point now where you can start to see that spring is going to be on the way, I think.
Yeah, it seems like it's just around the corner today. It's starting to warm up a little bit there when the sun comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. We had, I think it was +4 today at one point. So, just needs to get that snow settled. The snow is pretty thick and not settled, so it's not much good for quad. Lots of snow for skidoos, though.
Yeah, it's calling for a nice bit again tomorrow there. I don't know if we're going to get it all what it's calling for, but I think it's 10-15 centimeters.
It wouldn't surprise me, but then again, we might escape it. I don't think we need any more snow, but there's other people who'd like to see more, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice to see snow, but I'd sooner see it on a postcard.
So true. Sorry, say that again?
Has Joe been on the radio tonight?
No, not Joe. I was talking to Robert, though, this evening. I got give him a call. I found his number in the phone book. And so we'll make things happen. He says he's got an antenna there. I think it might be homemade. And he's got a big cable on it. So, sounds good so far.
Oh, well, if you got an antenna on the cable, once you get the radio and Dave gets power supply to him, he should be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I think Dave has got the mic wired up now. I believe he's got the power supply taken care of. I'm going to be dropping by, next time I go to the crossing, I'll be dropping by to Roberts and giving him the radio. And I guess, I don't know if he needs any help setting it up, but I told him, I said you were around in case he needs any help.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing that way every day. I goes down to the post office there.
Yeah, so that'll be awesome. And I told him, that we'd be definitely aching to hear him on the radio. Be nice to hear another person on there, and like I say, is a good way to pass his evening. And he said he likes monitoring too for the in the days and evenings. He said for the local traffic, the drivers and that, eh?
Yeah, it's been pretty dead the last couple of days. There hasn't been a bit of traffic on at all.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder. Yeah, because usually there are tractor trailer drivers. I mean, all over the island, but just I know it's really quiet. There's no traffic at all, like you say. I noticed the same thing. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah, usually here's a bit on Channel 1, but lately now I've been picking up a few drivers there on 38 AM, right? So I don't know if there's a few of them after changing to that channel. I guess probably cleared the local traffic.
If you could scan the radio 24 hours, you'd find from time to time on any given day, basically, you'd probably find a lot of these drivers on different frequencies for sure, on different channels. And then now that we're active here on 38, it's possible that these drivers that were on 38 that's hearing us on sideband probably went to another channel.
I never ever heard them on sideband on 38. It was always on AM.
Yes, but what I'm saying is if they were driving through, coming through this area, and they were talking on 38 and they heard somebody on sideband, they'd hear the noise, they would probably move off that frequency and go to another channel.
Oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying there now, yeah? Probably hearing the noise and just moving off to a different channel.
Yeah, so we might not hear them. I did hear them on AM. I remember that night me and you were listening, and they were certainly there on 38, but on AM, which is odd for somebody to be on 38 AM. But there's no specific rules against that. But usually 36 to 40 is sideband. But there it is. Exactly. That's where we always were. That way, everybody's monitoring. If you're going to have a conversation, you can move off, of course. But and that's why we could, you'd always hear the drivers and locals. We're always on one. And but now you have people, they just stay on one channel and they don't come down to one or any other channel. You if you don't scan, you'll never hear them.
Most of the mainland drivers, I don't know what channel they're using, but you barely ever hear them on channel 1.
Yeah, that's true. 19, I guess, was a popular breaking channel in the United States. I'm not sure about Upper Canada. Channel 1 was always the breaking channel in Newfoundland. Everybody was always on 1, and then they left from Channel 1 and went to, you know, their own personal channels wherever they wanted to be on. So, and I think that's the same today. I still hear truckers from time to time on 1. So there's, you know, there's still people that that's keeping up that tradition.
1075 still in there, or is he gone? Oh, still on, but I'm still here. Just on the side listening, are you? Oh yeah, listening in, boy. That's about it, boy. Listening to what you and Andy's saying there, old buddy.
How's his signal there, Kirk?
You're coming in between 6 and 7 there.
And how about Birdie?
Go ahead, your red drops. Yeah, he's doing the same between 6 and 7.
Okay, it's interesting. I guess I might have told you the story when we were getting a skip last year, Birdie be on, and I'd be calling, and you know I'd get 1 or 2 people, but when Birdie started talking, everybody was calling out to him. He was talking to everybody from everywhere, and at one point he got frustrated because there was too many people trying to talk to him at the same time, and I think he turned off his radio.
Yeah, they put him under pressure, did they?
Yeah, it's hard to understand when, you know, when you're on the 38 sideband there and there's 2 or 3 people coming in at the same time trying to talk and you're trying to pick it out is difficult.
Oh no, doubt when the skip comes in really good, it's really, really bad.
Yeah, I notice more people are breaking on 38 now, and when they get somebody, they move off to another channel. And so it is getting a bit better, but a lot of people got to do that more often.
Yeah, it's not too bad when he comes on, he makes the contact, he moves on, but most of them, you get some of them there, he comes on and they're there chatting for an hour.
Yes, yeah, that's right. And sometimes I'm guilty of that. And like we're here on 38 now, of course there's no DX, but if there were, at least there's, you know, there's a little space in between the communications where somebody could break in.
Yeah, geez, when the election was going on there in the States, all I heard was Donald Trump all day long.
Yeah, yeah. And what was it? The Democrats are the communists. The Democrats are the communists. Yeah, you get a lot of people trying to push their agenda, and I guess that's the way it is. It's another form of media, right? Just like social media and the telephone and the TV. Everybody's pushing their agenda, and I guess the CB's no different.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys that was had they had some serious wattage there they were putting out.
The best of it all is on channel 6. You can hear them on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you can hear them on 7, 8, 9, and 10, and sometimes 11, and maybe sometimes 12. But they're only putting out maybe about like 20 watts or so, I think. Not too much, right? They say there's guys on channel 6. Now, I guess they're on other channels too, but they're running radios in trucks, and they actually got 3 or 4 alternators hooked up to their vehicles so they can run these amps.
Yeah, I had signals come in on my radio there, geez, it was up to 30 plus.
Oh yeah, and really, I'm not exactly sure what they must sound like, you know, if they were local. Just say if they were, like, say somebody that was 20 miles away from you, because I hear them, like you say, and they're 30 over, and you can actually hear distortion in their audio. So can you imagine living 10 kilometers or 5 kilometers away from this guy that's talking on this radio, probably 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 watts? I mean, it's got to be murder. No wonder people are selling the radios. They can't use it. It's non-functional.
Well, you don't need no amount of wattage, geez, I was only using the 850 there, that's only putting out probably maybe 3 or 4 watts at the most, and I was talking down into the States when the skip was in good.
Yeah, exactly. Stock power. I always was a firm believer that your 90% of your communication is your antenna. You've got to have a good antenna. It's got to be set up right. It's got to be a certain height, and that's it. If you got a walkie-talkie and you hook it up to your base antenna, and it says running 2 or 3, 4 watts, you're going to do wonderful. It's all about the antenna.
Yeah, if your antenna's doing right, you're putting out the full wattage.
Yes, and it's efficient. You know, if your antenna's set up right and is working efficiently. I mean, obviously, a bit of power doesn't hurt, but typically, I spoke to people like, you know, in Ireland and the UK, running stock radios, running 12 watts sideband, and I spoke to them in my mobile with the same amount of power, and I spoke to them all right across the island. When the conditions are right, you don't need a lot of power, even when you're talking locally, so long as you're set up right and you got decent gear. And like I say, that antenna is the most important. It's the key to a good transmission. And receive.
Yeah, like I said, that 850, I made contacts down all lower part of the States, over in Ireland, and I had one guy in there in St. Thomas.
Yes, and that's only the beginning of this DX. Wait till it gets going good. You might be talking to taxis in Russia.
I guess it's been probably a week and a half, 2 weeks since we had any good conditions here.
Yeah, that's a fact. There was a small bit just came in on a couple of channels, and it was very low. And I thought it was coming back there a couple of days ago, 3 or 4 days ago, and it just dropped out, just like that, just like somebody flipped the switch. It was gone, and it never came back.
So what did Robert say you got there for an antenna? Was it a 9 up, 9 down he got made?
No, I asked him, and he said no. He knows what a 9 up, 9 down is. He made one himself one time. He tells me there's two wires or 2 reds or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. He says it's hard to explain. He said you'd have to come and see it to understand what it is. But he said it's for CB radio, and as best I could understand, he told me that Fishhawk made it or gave it to him, one or the other. And it's for CB radio, and there's a big cable on it, so chances are it might be decent enough for him to use. And it was probably the antenna that he was using at the last goings on. But the last antenna I thought he had was what they call the astroplane. You still there, 1075?
Yep, roger that. 1075 still sitting on the side there, boy. Listen in.
That's awesome stuff. My SD card is getting pretty well down to the last bit there now. So in the essence of time for editing and for uploading and everything with this Videogate, I'm going to sign off the video part of it. We can continue on with our personal conversation, of course. So I think I'm I'm going to just pull the SD card out and get to work on that while I'm monitoring, and I'll still be back here, of course. 9 Tango Charlie 02, and we'll be off the key and monitoring.
Roger that. We're sitting on the side listening in, monitoring this channel, and we're all over the key. Yeah, 204 signing off. Fully on the side monitoring.
And that concludes the Videogate broadcast evening. Thanks for watching, everyone, for those of you who stuck around.